I mentioned that something feels a little bit different. And that is the idea of winning a Super Bowl and the lead up to it. And I don't know if it is the pressure of having already won and then, expectations change how you feel about a team. But I was thinking about, well, if the Eagles won the Super Bowl this year, I'm trying to think about my reaction in in 2018 and then in last year when it happened. I cried in 18. I remember going to I think I've told the story. I went to my Pop-Up Fred's gravesite and all that kind of stuff. And then last year was cool and it was fun. It did not feel the same. This year, it's like it is exciting, but the lead up to it, there is a sort of anticipation or excitement that I think then I was excited that it might happen, and now I'm nervous that it might not. And maybe that's what it is. It just does not feel... It's exciting. It doesn't feel the same kind of exciting that it felt, though.
Yeah, I totally understand. Listen, the first one is going to always be tough to live up to.
Yes.
Right? That's your first one. It's the first one you got. So that one's always going to be tough. But now I think back to last year, and I even think back when we went back to the Super Bowl in 22, there was a belief in the one we went to in 22 as well that there was more anticipating of winning it and being excited about getting your second one.
Yeah.
And that's sort of what we felt last year, along with Saquon having such a magical season, man. That's why I was arguing with Elliot yesterday. I had a completely different feeling with that team last year going into the playoffs than I have with this team this year.
He was right in that we weren't as optimistic as we think we were,
right?
But it was certainly more optimistic than it is this year.
And that's pretty much what I was saying. So to your point this year, I kind of feel the same way, I guess. I guess for me, it's more or less, I don't feel the anxiety that I would have if they lost the Super Bowl. In other words, I don't have the nervousness of not getting there and not winning. And maybe that's the comfort of winning last year and being able to say, well, they won it last year.
Yes.
So I don't have as much of that built up frustration or intense that they got to do it this year. It would almost be a cherry on top doing it again this year.
It's almost like, you think about, when I think about dealing with, because in college and then after college, I dealt with a lot of Boston sports fans.
Right.
And the Red Sox fans during that run and Patriots fans were just smug. I mean, but I understand now how you get that way, because when you get rid of the loser thing,
sure,
your identity has to be something, right? And I guess I'd rather it be that than because we were talking about what it's like to be a New York sports fan right now. Mm-hmm. One of the reasons that it's muted to them is because they're not winning. Well, I think that almost made us crazier when we weren't winning.
It made us crazier, yes.
Yeah, it makes them disaffected, and that is one of the things about Philly that's special. Yeah. And Jack said it yesterday, and I know he's saying it tongue-in-cheek in some way, but when you have... you said that it's good when there's 10 years in between them.
Well, I like it feeling like there's a build-up to it again. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
We don't need 10 years, though.
Okay, 6. I also don't like the thing where it's like, I'll take one championship and then 10 years of bad, because 10 years of bad sucks.
No,
it's horrible.
Yeah.
That's not fun at all.
Yeah.
But having it build back up again and have a whole new generation get to experience their first title and thing. I do like that.
Yeah, listen, I get that part of it.
Yeah.
If it was just that easy to say, well, we'll be back here and win one in 5 years.
Yeah.
But it's not. And that's where I try to remain grounded in. I don't want to take this time for granted. I want to get as many of them as you can. And if that turns me into a snob football fan or sports fan being here to where I do like saying that's what we do is win.
Yeah.
I do enjoy saying that. I do. Listen, because for a lot of years I couldn't say that.
No.
Say that. And I don't have to explain to you. You were born and raised here, and for every other sports fan that went through the 60s and the 70s and the 80s and the 90s while other teams win, when you clearly knew we had talented enough teams to win titles. We just didn't get it done, right? The Sixers finally doing it in '83. Yeah, they got that one, but the feeling of there should have been another one or two there with that team under Dr. J and what he was able to do. That Phillies team probably feels like they should have won more than one with Mike Schmidt.
Yes.
Right? Definitely the Reggie White Eagles teams. And then you go to the teams I was a part of. We should have had one. So there's a lot of suffering that's gone on during that time that I'm okay in this 8-year window we're in, and if we extend it to 10 to 12 years where we are a champion, we're winning, and we're competing for titles, I don't ever want to become so watered down that I don't appreciate it. So you're kind of trying to fight against what's natural human instinct to being taking it for granted. But at the same time, I'm like, let's go win this thing again.
Well,
let's go win it again this year. Let's have a parade.
Let's do it. Might as well.
Why not? Somebody has to do it. Why not us?
Well,
just get other teams in the city something to strive for.
Yeah.
Try to be like the Eagles.
That's right.
That's what you should be doing. Hey, anytime you're talking about take 10 years off from winning, no. Are the Phillies going to pick up the slack?
Probably not.
No. Probably. Thank you. Yeah. Well, it is. See if I can navigate this.
I told you, 2030s. The 2031 Phils. 2032?
Shut up.
Going to be a problem.
Will Bryce still be here?
Well, 2031 is when his contract runs out.
Oh,
so they'll win the World
3
Series.
more years.
No.
Okay.
Here's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Here's what's going to happen.
Okay.
They're going to win 2032 the year he retires.
Yes, and I'm never going to let you forget it.
Never, ever.
Yeah.
Never. No, but don't you worry. They're never going to win a title while I work at WIP.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they would never give me that kind of joy.
No. You don't deserve it.
No, they would never let me go on one victory lap. They let Ike get everything because he had a rough 2000, 2004.
That was rough, man. Yeah, that was a rough stretch.
And now he gets all this. It's insane.